This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena we are kicking it in historic with what might be the heir apparent to the throne for best deck in the format, and that is JESKAI Control. There are a few different versions of JESKAI Control that were run in the recent Pro League weekend. This is the version that was played by Carlos Ramao and Marcio Carvalho, and they went pretty hard on casting Magma Opus early and often. So if you're new to Historic, as many people on my channel will be, and I'm trying to introduce you to the best decks in Historic, you're like, what the heck are all these cards? I'm going to go over them briefly, hopefully in a synopsis way, and watching the games I'll try to explain through what most of it does. But Historic has been turned upside down by the Mystical Archive from Strixhaven. The cool thing about that is if you've been drafting Strixhaven or opening a lot of Strixhaven boosters, you might have a lot of cards that are very playable in Historic, so getting into Historic might be a better idea now. In fact, it's probably a rant for another time, but I think this is the best time to get into Historic because Eldraine is so powerful, War of the Spark is not old, and the Mystical Archives are having a huge impact, so you can get a lot of the crucial cards for Historic from recent sets. They might already be in your collection. So let's get right into it. Let's move these over so you can see the whole mana base. One of the biggest things about Historic that you'll notice is the mana bases. They get to play all kinds of fun lands that aren't in Standard anymore, including Hallowed Fountain. These are called shock lands, 2 life when they enter the battlefield, and check lands, Glacial Fortress. And these are probably the most expensive part of getting into Historic because you do need the shock lands and you probably need some check lands to play the format effectively. The fact that these have types, you know, mountain plains on them, makes a huge difference. And the fact that these enter untapped most of the time, even off something like a Triome, is very powerful. So, as we get into the what's going on in this pile of cards, the main gist of it is that we want to cast Magma Opus early and often, and we want to get it for free. We do not want to pay 8 mana for this effect. We're happy paying 4 mana. If we pay 6 mana, that's not bad either. So you've seen Magma Opus in Standard. Here we get it back with a card called Torrential Gearhulk. This is a 5/6 flash. When it enters the battlefield, you may cast an instant card from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. Yeah, so you cast Magma Opus for free. Another way to cast Magma Opus, not necessarily for free, but cheap, is Mythic's Mastery. This is 3 in a red sorcery. Exile target card that's an instant or sorcery from your graveyard. For each card exiled this way, copy it. You may cast that copy without paying its mana cost, exile the Mastery. Also, you can overload it for 8 mana, which means you get to copy this for every target you have. So you get to just cast all of the cards, every card in your graveyard for free. For 8 mana, kind of for free. So the Mastery play is pretty sweet because on turn 2, you can discard the Opus to make a treasure, and turn 3, you can cast the Opus by casting Mythic's Mastery using the treasure and your land drop for the turn. Boom, that'll probably kill 2 of their creatures. That tapping their stuff probably doesn't matter that much because it's sorcery speed, but you make a 4/4 and draw 2 cards. That's a solid turn 3. That turn 3 often gets it done. Looking over the rest of the cards in the deck, we have 4 copies of Brainstorm, which is an absolute Historic staple, and of course combining with Fabled Passage or other shuffle effects, we get to dig deep in our deck and have just the right cards at just the right time. 4 copies of Memory Lapse. Counter target spell. If it's countered, put it on top instead of the graveyard. That doesn't sound great because they just redraw the card, right? But this card is a lot better than it looks, and it's awesome at protecting your board and your planeswalkers so that you can continue to move your game plan forward. So don't underestimate the power of Memory Lapse. 1 Scorching Dragonfire, 1 Dovin's Veto, just some utility cards. Since we have Narsets, we dig pretty deep through our deck, so finding them can be important. 4 copies of Lightning Helix. This is another Historic staple now, and what makes JESKAI probably better than Blue-White and other colors like Esper, which is 3 damage to any target and you gain 3 life. How often would I like to kill a mono-red card and gain 3 life? Often. Often is the correct answer. 2 copies of Narset, Part of the Veils. This is one that just digs you through your deck and doesn't let people draw. You probably remember it. You probably have traumatized nightmares about the Narset little red thing lighting up when the opponent tries to draw cards and can't. And in Historic right now, that's everything because Brainstorm is everywhere. 2 copies of Prismari Command. This is a fun new card. You've seen it in Standard, but here it's worth noting that it's a combo with Narset. You can make the opponent discard cards because they can't draw them. It's pretty funny. And then we have A Day of Judgment and A Wrath of God. You split them because of cards like Test of Talents or Meddling Mage or Silver Quill Silencer type effects. You might as well have one of each since nothing regenerates really right now in the format. 1 copy of Commit and Memory. And Memory with Narset is a combo as well, where you get to draw 7 and they get to draw none. 4 copies of the Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, the Mythic Planeswalker. Yep. What else can you say? And then we've covered the deck. In the sideboard, this is a best of 3 competitive tournament deck. I haven't best of 1 boarded the deck yet. Maybe I'll have some thoughts about that in the outro. But for the most part, I'm going to be doing a lot of historic net decking until I find the inspiration to brew as I get to know the format and play it in Mythic, of course, where it can be rather competitive. So if I have some best of 1 boarding tips for you, I'll drop them in the outro. And here in the intro, we'll just say there is a sideboard. Check it out if you want to get into best of 3 historic. Today's video is dedicated to John Molidor. Thank you very much for hitting the join button. For $4.99, you support the channel. You also get early access to the deck lists I'm going to play the next day. And you also get access to the Twitch VODs, but on YouTube. Ad-free, 2x speed, so that you can keep up with what happens with my stream without ever leaving your comfortable home here on YouTube. It's sweet. So hit the join button below if you want to get into that. And thank you very much to all the members. Today's video dedicated to this member, John Molidor. So what cosmetic can we get? I think it's high time that we pick up Magma Opus. Oh, I just never hit apply styles. All right, what cosmetics shall we get? There's so many options diving into historic. I'm not sure where to start. Do I have this Teferi? I don't have this Teferi. I'm getting this Teferi. Let's go. Hero of Dominaria. How do I never have this? That's a big hit on the cosmetics right there. So thank you very much, John. Let's dive in. Let the nonsense begin. Mr. Crinkle. The Mr. Crinkle? I don't know anyone named Mr. Crinkle. Gigantha. All right. Gigantha can be sacrifice, be very aggressive. On the play, brainstorm, lock ourselves, memory lapse some things. Seems like we're playing Magic. Let's give it a try. Rogarin Triome. Our mana is perfect. Where's Lightning Helix? Where's Teferi? Coming out with Bomat Courier. All right. The Ancient Enemy. It's probably mono red. It's probably mono red, everybody. I mean, it's just Fervent Champion, Robber of the Rich in a different format. That's all it is. God, Bomat Courier is a pain, though. It also clears the memory lapse, although it also makes memory lapse kind of get rid of the opponent's card. I mean, everything that they play is going to be cheap and super efficient. So let's at least make them pay for their Wizard's Lightning somehow. That's a card. Do I also need to brainstorm this turn? All right. Yeah, we're going to need to find answers. It's Shock. Should we make them redraw a Shock? Tempting. And then their Get to Lava Runner goes underneath, but we kind of want them to play the Lava Runner here into the Day of Judgment. What do we have for life gain? Helix. We need Helix. Helixes, Gear Hulks. We gotta go hard. Let's brainstorm first. They're going to want to hold up mana for the Bomat Courier. We found a Fabled Passage, guys. Do we keep the one that's pain-free? I think we keep it because it has an option. This also means we don't get hit by the lava runner this turn. We could try to wait another turn, especially since we're on mostly empty here. But that means the opponent gets another turn with Bomat Courier. So I think we have to go for this and force them to have more creatures right now. We know that one of the cards under the Courier is not a creature, and they get rid of a creature. So let's see, do they have more pressure? Easy. But they still don't... I guess they can bolt me here, right? There you go. So now they're attacking for 2. That's a lot of land. That is a lot of land we've drawn. Do we discard this and hope to draw a Gear Hulk? I mean, if we draw a Gear Hulk, we have Brainstorm we can get back. They buy Gigantha. Mastery. That's a little punish, but it works, right? It does work. Eow. We are going to have to rumble with Gigantha, but hopefully drawing cards will fix that. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Get that down tapped. All right, we've got 8 life. We need to start attacking our opponent. How do we clear the Gigantha? If they don't block it, we can try to ambush it. Ambushing is fun. Damage accepted. All right, so we're dealing what? This is going to... This can be like a draw 2, and this is coming down, and we're going to Brainstorm, I think, so... End the turn. Land off the top. It's looking okay. This is mono red. They're just historic mono red. And if there's one thing we do here, it's beat mono red. Ooh. I don't think we go to 3 here. Even though, yeah, I don't think we go to 3 here. They can just top deck and win, right? So we're going to try to put that off and pressure them to death. Nice. Shouldn't have shown them this first. Dead elk. All right, discard 2 cards. You and you. Shall we try to find a lightning helix? Nothing else to do with the mana here. I guess we know what they're going to draw. We know exactly what's happening. 0 lightning helix. Cringe. All right. Oh my goodness. It always has to end like this. Ew, face. All right. No! No! Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me. Don't you do it. There's no... The emote I'm looking for is not there. Guess what it is? Luris. Luris on the other side. Oh, Lightning Helix. Nice of you to make an appearance in this game. We're not cool, though. It's going to be a long time before we're cool, Lightning Helix, you and I. Turn 1 Thoughtseize. Prepare yourself. The joys of Historic don't come without turn 1 Thoughtseize. Any hand you keep, it's not actually a hand. You're actually missing your favorite card. You just don't know it yet. Young Pyromancer. That's got to go. But they knew it would die. Interesting. They must have another. They must have another. Stunning. Just stunning. Stunning. And we're claiming, baby. We're claiming right away. All right. Veto and Helix. They're going to want to play a spell because they have the Pyromancer. But maybe we should just take it away or wait till we can kill it. Then when they cast the other claim that gets it back from the graveyard, we have Veto. So we should be patient. They might get a few 1/1s. But I think we can overcome a few 1/1s. Yeah, bye, Luris. We could also try to save this for Luris. Because next turn, like if we Helix here, next turn they play Luris and get it back anyway. Interesting. I guess they don't have double black for Luris. Not right now, anyway. Man, these are tough. Actually, kind of tough to find the line, but I think we just wait. I think we wait. I think they have, like, Village Rights. And they're just going to play second black and get it back. Yeah, I think this is a patience is a virtue here. And potentially a win con. If they play the Luris, they take down the Village Rights. We Helix the Luris. But we get to Magma Opus into Gearhulk here. They go for Arcanist. Okay. That's probably a Helix. Well, right now, what does it get? Thoughtseize. I really do want to make this treasure, and then I want to play Gearhulk. But we would need to draw land for that. If we don't, we play Teferi, and then we Helix. There's no way to be set up for Veto with the Village Rights, so I just have to do this now, I think. Or we just do this and see what happens. I think this is a little better. Okay. Okay. Patience the win con at its best. Hulk it up. Magma. It's a little risky. Claim the Firstborn is a painful card. All right, submit those two. Shut down your black so you can't Luris. Submit. Another Mastery, good. And what are you going to do? Fatal Push is the card. All right. Guys, I feel like we did the thing. Is that the thing? Did we do the thing? That's gotta be the thing. That's it. Oh, two top 1,000 gamers battling for dominance. Luris appearing yet again. Brainstorm and Fable Passage hanging out together. Opus and Mastery as a team. I guess we'll see if they're rogues or not. might be slow against rogues. But there's no way we don't keep, right? We are keeping a couple moles from the opponent. Not gonna lie, I'm thinking about not doing the Fabled Passage Brainstorm trick and just going straight for the Opus into Mastery. I'm thinking about it. Because I don't know if they can beat it, but if they have a counterspell, they definitely can. Alright, we'll do the Brainstorm thing. We'll do the Brainstorm Shuffle, but I think my hand is really good. And I guess if we draw an untapped land... Yeah, I think I'm just going to do the Opus thing. Or at least have it available. Fabled Passage has been sacrificed. Alright, what kind of deck are you? So many Lurrus decks in Historic. Are we a rogue gamer? No! In response. Well, I can't do the Opus thing here. So they're going to take the Brainstorm, but I guess that's fine. But now they see it coming. Without even casting saw it coming. Supplier. Oh, more Arcanist. All right. I am the Mastery. All right. Kill the Supplier? I think so. We're a ways away from the Croxa, and this just gets in the way, right? So we may as well kill it. Yeah, our little token is probably going to get claimed, huh? I mean, or pushed, or whatever they do to it. We might not have a play next turn, actually. Arcanist, with a nice full JESKAI graveyard. Double Arcanist. That is unfortunate. Our hand is about to get sauteed. Thirst and Inquisition. Well, Inquisition won't hit. So I guess we attack. Because it's gonna die if it tries to block. Oh, they're digging for that Thoughtseize. They really want it. They do not hit. They found a Croxa. So they can Village Rites the Stitcher for sure. That's pretty sweet. And they can Thirst. Alright, good. They went for Inquisition instead. They're gonna whiff. Easy. Croxa. Owie. All right, I think we dare them to attack, but at the same time, tapping the lands could be epic. Tapping the lands can be really good here. Yeah, we do the upkeep thing. We don't want them to Croxa. One white. Magma. Liquid hot magma. Man, this is a brutal combination of cards that you can put together. All right. Nope. Did not whiff this time. Opponent does hit the Thoughtseize. If they want to run the Arcanist into its death, they can Thoughtseize me. And they see the Teferi. They might do it. But then they die to the Prismari command and the attack. Nice. I like this whole Gear Hulk Magma Opus play pattern. I think that is quite sweet. 99%er. We're fighting for top 200 with good old Teferi. How do I... You know, if I just get to draw this every time, I'll be fine. We need to draw an untapped land and we do the thing. Untapped land and we do the thing. What more could you ask for in Magic? Well, for one thing, I adjusted my sensitivity on my mouse by accident. Come on, where's the blue setting? There it is. Yes. My mouse is multicolored, and I can adjust the sensitivity with hitting a button. It changes color. So, of course, I use the blue setting. I don't even like it. I'm just that blue. It's how I roll. Blue-white. I have a feeling if we go for this, something bad is about to happen, but I don't know, that resolved easy. Double Fable Passage. Sad. How does this deck do in a control face-off? What do we have? We have memory lapses, right? Thinking, yeah. I dare you. I dare you to play something and see what happens. Thinking, go. Commit. So if I tap out here, they can't punish me with a Teferi, but they could play a Narset. But then we play our Teferi and tuck their Narset, or we Helix their Narset. I don't know, guys. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. So it exiles, and then you may cast it. You may cast the copy. So if they counter or memory lapse the copy, I get nothing. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. So we could try going for the Teferi instead. You know they've got something. I'm just not sure what it is. Sitting back doesn't really do anything. Like, they just get into a better and better position to take advantage of when we do use our mana. I guess I'm going to play around Censor, because they could have that. Wow. Wow. I actually feel like we lucked out, because they could have let the Mastery resolve and exiled the Magma Opus instead. Our deck is a lot worse without Opus. And yay! We even get to draw a card, which the second Mastery wasn't any good unless they did counter the first one. If they had countered the Opus itself, the second Mastery would have been dead. Oh, they foretold a card. Anything could happen here. Still could have a Censor. I challenge you to stop Narset. Okay. I have revealed Dovin's veto. Feels good. Gotta find land, though. This is the crucial Outland U-turn, and they successfully have outlanded us. Solemnity. Players don't get counters. Counters can't be put on artifacts, creatures, enchantments, or lands. We gotta stop that, don't we? Like, we can't Teferi or anything. We could let it resolve and then commit it. But then if they have a counter, we're ruined. So we've got to veto it. And they knew about the veto too, which tells me that either they plan to memory lapse this or they have another one. Every little move matters a lot in the control mirror. Interesting one. A few things you can do with a command in this spot. 9 lives. Guys, do we have a way to get this off the field? I don't think we do. If a source would deal damage, you prevent that damage. Put an incarnation counter on it. When there are 9 or more, exile it. When it leaves the battlefield, you lose the game. I mean, do we really care? Do we really care? Remember, this has hexproof, so we can't target it with a Teferi or a commit. All right, gamer. Let's play your game. Let's play your game. It does mean enough Lightning Helix wins. All right, target player to draw 2 or to make a treasure. All right, you and me. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm letting them draw 2 cards. What a horrible person I am. What a horrible individual. Oh wait, there's a Narset, which means they don't get to draw the cards. But guys, they still have to discard them. Down goes their Approach of the Second Sun. Another Narset. 2 mana open. They have 1 card left. I think we need to keep trying to set them up. I think that they're holding a counter for this Teferi. So I don't want to cast the Teferi till I have the mana to use it. I do want to hit land, so I'm going to keep this Brainstorm. I could do it now and play a land if I hit one. It takes the shields down, and I'm not okay with that. Man, I am a rope machine in Historic. Like, I don't know the format well enough to have any smooth play patterns. I have to think everything through double. Land located. I cast Brainstorm. Okay. Let's put Wrath of God back where it came from, and let's hide away a Lightning Helix as well. We might pick the Helix back up with the Narset. The opponent can make the 1/1 with the castle, but oh my god, it's Lightning Helix. I don't think they'll make me double Helix here, so let's just play you. Pass turn. Here comes the March of the Castles. Lightning Helix. Smooth. Ah, our own castle. So, do we try to force out a Teferi around 2 cards? Or do we just try to keep tightening the noose? Right now we can bounce with the castle, but I think we should try to be a little more assertive. I think the time has come. Saw it coming, and they kept something foretold, didn't they? Now they can't make a 1/1. Let's try to fight. Dovin's Veto, the Teferi. Okay, they had that the whole time, and they tried to draw the memory lapse specifically, which worked pretty well for them. Do you think that they have Alrund's Epiphany? Foretell? Go. Alright, guess not. Guess not. What you got? 1/1 time? 1/1 time. So we can pressure the 9 lives, right? Once it gets to 9, they lose. I wish I knew how much they actually cared here. Now I'm ahead in the token race. So we know they have a Saw It Coming, so it's not like Magma Opus is clear. But let's try to pressure. 1 counter. Okay, they're scrying now. They're not attacking the Narset anymore. Now they see the threat of the human tokens coming to destroy them. Authority of the consuls. All right. They're not going to let down Saw It Coming, so we're not going to resolve Opus. In response, I make a creature. Shall we brainstorm? Would you like to counter that? No? All right. So all of these are totally keepable. I guess I'll hit my land drop next turn. Feels good. Let's run up these 9 lives, shall we? Up to 3. Easy shock. They're still scrying. I think they want that Solemnity now. We could resolve something right here. But I suppose I'll wait. Man, maybe I should have had a draw step stop there to go for the command. They have 2 mana open. I mean, I'm not supposed to care very much, but the interesting thing is I could force a memory. Like, if the opponent counters... Like, let's do this. Send away their Cleansing Nova, right? If they saw it coming to try to force through the Nova, we memory and they get wrecked. Okay. Make another creature. 1 life gained, but it doesn't stop the count on 9 lives. So we could force this through, right? But they have 2 Saw It Comings in exile. Face and face. I'm trying to make you discard in your draw step. 6 counters. This would push it to 7, which would make the attack as it stands lethal. So it can fight a counter war, not make another creature, and still potentially lethal the opponent with their own 9 lives. Their 9 lives actually help speed up our clock in this game. They lose the Solemnity. Ooh. So they're down to 2 Saw It Comings and a castle? They should be dead. They should be dead. Oh! Doom Scar! So if the last one is a saw it coming, then we get to memory them, right? So we do this. Opponent has to counter it or they're just gonna die. So that resolves. So this resolves. We just need to deal one more damage. Should we Magma Opus them? Let them draw into Cleansing Nova, which doesn't really help them, then memory them? I think so. Too strong. They might upkeep Scry. They're going for upkeep Scry. Alright, let's let them make their decision first. Then we Opus them. Alright, 2 on the bottom. They try to go to their draw step. I choose you. Too bad I can't do the damage like X many times. I tap your lands. 9 lives goes to 8, and we make an elemental, and the opponent is tapped out. No memory needed. A painful death. Hoisted by your own 9 lives. Feels good. Okay, is this a hand? Is this a keepable hand? Double Helix. But we're tap land on the draw. Well, yeah, we'll get there. I believe in Lightning Helix to thwart these aggro decks. I believe in Lightning Helix against burn decks. Whoa. Whoa, freeze. Hold up. I might have responses. I might shock your face. Hold up. No responses. Oh, are we Phoenix? Uh-oh. Well, we have Narset. Narset's not the whole story. Narset can't do it alone. I guess I should be prepared for Sprite Dragon. And to make a treasure. A Brainstorm. A draw 3 effect. A classic Magic the Gathering move. Nothing like being a blue fuzzy bear struck by lightning in the brain. I play the Faithless Looting. Funny, they got a turn ahead of our Narset. Alright, zero birds discarded. That's a Stormwing entity. Let them resolve their scry, then kill it. 2 to the top. Well, let's just say that the play pattern was not affected. Aren't you glad we had a Helix there? Here's Narset. We do not down-tick Narset. We let Narset make opponent miserable. As miserable as possible. They kept 2 to the top, they shuffled 1 immediately. They have the Sprite Dragon. Let's see how much damage they can do here.
Contain your rage.
Nice Sprite Dragoning. Narset is not quite dead, but very close. I think we do this now before they have too much action available to save their dragon. Can't Mystical Dispute it. Alright. And they have a shock. Wow. Well, they had no problem with the Narset, but now they're down to just a Faithless Looting, and they still have no birds. How bad could things be? How bad could it go from here? All right. All right. Cool. Cool. Another entity. Yeah, scry it up. I mean, that is the fun thing about Phoenix, and we'll have to play it at some point. It just plays forever. It's infinite magic at all times. Hey, Fable Passage. Hi. How you doing? We actually kind of want to draw these all again, don't we? Because we can Opus... I guess if we're going to discard Opus anyway, no, we also want to cast the Hulk. And we're going to Wrath next turn, right? Yeah. We're going to Wrath, then we're going to Gear Hulk. But somewhere in there we have to discard the Opus. Or wait, we can discard Opus, then Mastery it, then Gear Hulk later. So I think I just want to play this Vents next turn. I think I want all this. This is all happy times. Boom shakalaka. Now, will they start finding birds? Not that bird, different bird. I wasn't talking about you. I guess this is a sorcery, so we need to do it now. Very close to an overload here, but I still think it's the play. All right, how much damage do we deal to the Sprite Dragon? It looks like they don't have anything, but I want to be sure. I think the right play is just to be sure. We don't want to lose. We don't want to lose to like a Bizarro Sprite Dragon out of nowhere, even though I don't think that their priority is actually going to save it. I don't think they have any means. All right, well, those are some land. Those are some land. The good news is we can Gear Hulk a Brainstorm. We can shuffle with the passage. Looting the hard way. Discard an Arclight Phoenix. Here we go. Arclight Phoenix time has begun, but it'll have to wait at least one more turn. Yeah. End of turn Brainstorm. All right, this is where they try to set up their big turn. Is this the third Brainstorm for them? It is. And they did discard a Finale earlier. Lightning Axe, target you. It would be a pretty good card to hit with a Memory Lapse. Ooh, overloaded Mastery Alert. Overloaded Mastery Alert, 8 mana, and then you exile all the spells in your graveyard and you copy all of them and you can play them for free. I know, 6 mana Brainstorms are really impressive, but just wait till you see 8 mana Helix, Wrath myself. Finale. I don't think there's a 1 mana play I can make here with a Brainstorm. And I don't think I want to, because I do want the Mastery option, but I guess we can see what we hit. Let's see what they get. Pillar of Flame. Did they just not cast it? Oh, okay. They selected it, put it back, somehow recast, not cast. I don't know what's going on anymore. They pillar my face. They draw another 3 cards to put 2 back. Impressive. Most impressive. All right. Let's go get the blue. Let's brainstorm this sucker. You know what? You know what's fun, guys? Brainstorming the brainstorms. Who could have ever expected that? Brainstorming on brainstorm with brainstorm plus some brainstorm. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 11. And then mastery, 1, 2, 3, 4. Mastery is lethal. Don't miss lethal because you might draw a card with a Teferi, guys. Just pro tip. Just make sure you play all of the Lightning Helix. Four Lightning Helix over 4 Brainstorm. At least in this case. And we are back for the post-game wrap, and let's check the stats powered by MTG Assistant. Link in the description. Check it out. And what do we got? I just called it Marcio to remember it was Marcio Carvalho's deck. So on ladder, we've got 3 on the play, 2 on the draw, 4 wins, 1 loss. I have been on the play more than the draw several days in a row. So, like, I think they heard me. That must be what it is. Wink. Why do I say wink? You can look at my face. I've got face cam. What kind of a show do you think this is? All right, but yeah, getting the job done on ladder, which is always nice when you can put up a good win rate in Mythic. You know that you've got the makings of something good. Obviously a small sample size. I don't have enough time to play 200 matches and give you my results when I'm playing 1 to 2 different decks every single day. But I do try to give you my honest opinion from the limited experience I have. And one thing that I'm sure of, I like this version a lot. We'll probably play the other version, which doesn't use the graveyard. I think that this version is vulnerable to graveyard hate, because if the opponent plays cards like Rest in Peace or Cling to Dust, they mess up your Mythic's Mastery turn, and you don't get your Opus back. They mess up your Torrential Gearhulk, and you guys saw that takes so much spark out of the deck. In Best of One, where the opponent doesn't get to sideboard in their graveyard hate, I think this version with the Mastery and the Magma Opus for those ultra powerful openings that you saw, I think it is the best version. In Best of 3, I think the version that doesn't rely on this might be better, but you can also sideboard out your Gearhulks, your Opus, and your Mastery in matchups where you know they'll attack the graveyard. I just wonder if the rest of your deck is good enough. So I'll probably play the other version that Luis Scott Vargas and several other players ran in the Pro League weekend as well, which doesn't use a graveyard and it's just basically all planeswalkers to win the game. And I know I'm going to enjoy that version as well. But in Best of One, I think this might be the better one because turn 3 Magma Opus is just so strong and the graveyard hate is so much less likely to show up. So this one gets the nod for Best of One for me. Changes I'd make to the list. You know, I'm not feeling any changes. I don't feel no changes right now. I actually like it the way that it is. And somehow, even with 1 Wrath and 1 Day of Judgment, even with like the 4 Memory Lapse and the 4 Helix, the 1 Veto and the 1 Dragonfire, like it works for me. This so far has been smooth. So I would recommend for Best of One right now, keep it as it is and then make changes after a lot more experience. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I'll see you in the next video. And also, as always, you stayed till the end. You liked, you commented, you subscribed, you considered joining. You're cool.